Good news that is coming in from wrestling in the 50 kilo category. Vinesh Phogat does it again. In the quarterfinals, she put on a brilliant show against Livach Oksana of Ukraine and has now beaten a 7-5 to enter the semi-finals of the 50 kilo wrestling event. Vinesh put on a brilliant show in the first game also, and in the second game, in the semi-final also, in the quarterfinals also, she has done a remarkable job. She managed to get the early stages going, and because of that, semi-finals will happen at 10:25. Will happen against Cuba's Lopez, Yusnelis Lopez of Cuba at 9:45 p.m. IST. Earlier, there was a confusion whether it will happen at 10:25 p.m. IST or 9:45. It will happen at 9:45 p.m. That is what it is. But in wrestling, you cannot ensure that there is a proper timing because some opponents may get a walkover, some may ensure that their match ends earlier. So that is why getting a fixed time is very, very difficult in wrestling. But Vinesh Phogat, unlike the first match where she put on a very conservative display and then managed to ensure that she stuck in the last 15 minutes, here she was dominating Oksana right from the very beginning. She had established a 5-2 lead heading into the last 30 seconds. There was a bit of a drama in which 9 seconds were added a bit further. There was a head touch which was there outside of the mat that garnered 1 point. But then Vinesh Phogat ensured that she held her own. She got 1 more point after pinning her opponent on the back, and that got 2 additional points. So 7-5 at the end of the day. Vinesh Phogat has managed to do something sensational and entered the semi-final of the 50 kilo wrestling event. Now, this itself is a massive development for Vinesh Phogat because you can see that she was in the zone. She has gotten the confidence that she's overcome her toughest opponent in the Japanese in the first round. The Japanese, as I mentioned, they had not lost. Only 3 encounters that the Japanese wrestler had lost in her entire professional career before this. Vinesh managed to win 3-2 after a very successful challenge, and because of the tackle that happened on superiority, she managed to win the bout and ensure that she is in the semi-finals at this point in time. So Vinesh Phogat continues to keep wrestling high on India's medal list priority. Remember, ever since 2008, wrestling has given India at least a medal in each of the Olympics, be it 2008, be it 2012, be it 2016, be it 2020, be it 2024 also. You're looking good at this point. Vinesh forever has been accused that she's never won a medal in the Olympics. Now it looks as if she might change the entire script at this point. Yes, against Yusnelis Guzman Lopez, she will face another tough encounter in the semi-final that will happen at 9:45. But make no mistake about it, this is a fantastic display from Vinesh, who is looking in top gear at this point in time. Her technical superiority, the way how she is moving around in the mat, the defense that she is displaying, all have been impeccable at this point. If you need to understand why Vinesh is in that zone, check out that game that she had against the Japanese, where with just about 15 seconds to go, she pinned the Japanese on the back, and that's what 3 points she got, and she won that bout thanks to a technical superiority win on points. She was trailing 2-0 because she couldn't go for the attack in the last 30 seconds that was there on 2 instances. But then she realized, I have additional time left. I will utilize my attack, and she caught her Japanese opponent off guard. Here, right from the beginning, she dominated Oksana, and the Ukrainian athlete, who, by the way, is the number 3 seed in her category. So that's why she's achieved 2 monumental wins in the space of 2 games here. That's why wonderful, wonderful achievement from Vinesh, as we have been saying. She has taken extreme steps to ensure that she's managed to make it to the 50 kilo category. Weight change and then managing to do well in that category is never easy in the Olympics. And looking at the time that she spent away from the mat because of all the issues that happened in the WFI, that 1 year that robbed her of crucial mat time, she's making up for it. She's making up for the determination that was there. And now you're seeing her in the semi-final. Now, technically, if you look at it, Vinesh Phogat has all but sealed even repechage in the event that suppose she loses. Because as we mentioned in the repechage, any opponent who she has beaten enters the final. All who has defeated before that will get into repechage. So even if Vinesh loses, she will still get a repechage round also. But we are expecting far greater things from Vinesh at this point in time because she needs to break the medal jinx. Remember, 2016, she had undergone the heartbreak of having a very serious career-threatening injury which derailed her ambitions. She came back in Tokyo, but then wasn't the same. She looked very rusty with her injury. She was written off. But then Vinesh is made of stronger stuff, putting on a great display in the Commonwealth Games. But then we saw what happened for 1.5 years in that standoff. So that is why that WFI standoff really dented her. But now she's shown that she's one step closer to the medal. If she wins the semi-final, she has assured herself of a medal. But if she loses, she has by all means ensured repechage also, because that opponent will go into the final, so Vinesh will make it to the repechage in that particular instance. So we hope that she at least manages to make the repechage, but if she beats Yusnelis Guzman Lopez, she will assure India of a wrestling medal and will continue the proud tradition that for 16 years wrestling has given India at least a medal in the Olympics. 2020, you saw it was Ravi Daya who came very close to the gold medal, but then he was up against the beast, Zagor Uguyev. Uguyev's never lost in his professional career, and that's why he managed to do it. 16, you saw Sakshi Malik do it. 2012, you saw Yogeshwar Dutt. You saw Sushil Kumar also. 2008, you saw Sushil Kumar do wonders. That is the main reason why this has to be a simply magnificent. Even Bajrang Punia, if you look at it, has done well in the Olympics also. So, looking at this entire thing now, 9:45 is when all eyes will be on Vinesh Phogat. She needs to beat Yusnelis Guzman Lopez to ensure that she makes it to the final. And boy, oh boy, if that happens, it is going to be such a monumental effort when you look at it. So, yes, it's not going to be easy. Yusnelis Lopez is one of the best at this point in time, and she has proven that Cuba does produce some pedigreed wrestlers that you've got. So, she won 10-0. Her previous opponent won 10-0 in one of the games that was there against Lithuania. 7-6, that was a close one against Demirhan Yavuz. That is the reason why you cannot take her very lightly. So, Guzman Lopez Yusnelis has managed a 10-0 win in the previous encounter. She is going to be really, really important now. If Vinesh wins, medal guaranteed. If she loses, repechage also, she has a chance in it. So, I'll take a couple of comments that you guys might be making. But yes, it is going to be a fantastic achievement for Vinesh. Already, she's shown that despite time off the mat, how important that Spanish Grand Prix gold was important for her confidence. She had managed to do it, and that's why you saw the troubles and pains that she had. She had 98-degree heats. She ensured that she underwent all of that, and that's why she's in the semi-final. One win away from sealing a medal. If it's a loss, she still has a chance to fight for a medal. So I'll take some comments that you got at this point in time. Let's see how that goes about. I'm sure you'll be having a lot of tributes to Vinesh Phogat at this point. So let's see what's the first comment that we have got. Livach beat Guzman in Tokyo. So medal in wrestling this time, continue legacy. Ashish Ranjan. Well, I hope so. I hope so, that is there. So, if she manages to win, it will continue the proud tradition. 2008, 12, 16, 20, 24, you would have assured a medal. Let's wait for 2024. So, not 10-0, it was technical superiority. So, fine. Technical superiority and all those kind of things. Sarat Chandra is also saying, her opponent of semi won 10-0, are nervous and thoughts on umpire. Please explain review loss of Vinesh. Well, it was actually whose head hit the mat outside of it. If that person gets his or her head hits the mat first, you lose the point. Vinesh thought that the opponent's head hit the mat outside first, so that's why she thought maybe I should get the point, but no, replays confirmed that her opponent got the point. So that's why Vinesh, unfortunately, there's a lot of technicalities in this. I'll have to do a separate explainer on what is that, but give me time on it. So yes, do you think we can get at least one medal in wrestling this time? I think so. I had picked Antim to be one of the stars in that, but I think Vinesh is doing the job brilliantly herself. 9:45 today, we'll come to know whether she sealed the medal or not. So let's see how that goes. What is repechage? If she loses, won't it be a bronze medal match? Soulful side effect is saying. Okay. I'll again explain what is the repechage rule. In wrestling, there are two pools. One pool and another pool. Whoever beats the top two, they go to the final. Okay, so gold and silver is there at that point in time in the final. Now, in wrestling, you get a second chance. The opponent, suppose if Vinesh has lost in the earlier round, her opponent has beaten everybody else and gone into the final. all the opponents that she had beaten earlier will go into the bronze medal repechage, because you get 2 medals in bronze in wrestling. That's one. Number 2, if that opponent fails before the final, then all those that she had defeated are out. So that is why, if I have to look at it from the Japanese perspective, that world champion now will be hoping Vinesh wins her bout in the semi-final, because if Vinesh loses, then for the first time in history, the Japanese world champion will not be able to win a medal at all. So that is why that Japanese opponent will be hoping that at least Vinesh gets to the final, so that I can get bronze medal repechage. So that is how the system goes in wrestling. You get 2 medals in bronze in wrestling, and it will be from separate groups. So you have to play 2 repechage rounds, and then you will ensure that you make it into the bronze medal playoff. That's what happened with Sakshi Malik. That is what happened with Sushil Kumar the first time. That is how the repechage round works. So let's see if there is any other thing. I think we have taken Ashish Ranjan already, even Sarat Chandra. 2 gold confirmed Truth Finder. Well, let's hope that she can get the gold. It's not confirmed though, Truth Finder. Even with Neeraj, it's not confirmed. So let's see how that happens. She will get the medal. Pranki Soni saying, yes, I think she's looking very good for the medal at this point. And let's take one more comment before we call it quits. There will be a separate live from Paris, which I think it will be done. I think that's about it. Nervous and thoughts. Bronze medal confirmed. King D is saying, no, bronze medal isn't confirmed, because you have to go through 2 rounds of repechage, which is why if you lose both those rounds, then you will not get the bronze medal. That is the thing. If Vinesh Phogat wins the semi-final, she's assured of a medal. Either it's silver or it's gold. Like what happened with Ravi Daya, what happened with Sushil Kumar. So that is how I look at it. This is iconic. Vinesh medal will be a slap to all the critics. Of course it will be a slap to all the critics. I mean, look at how many people wanted to put her down, how much fake propaganda was given, and we were the only ones who said, no, the wrestlers are right in this particular instance. Whatever has happened in the WFI should not have happened, but unfortunately it happened, and now Vinesh stands on the cusp of ensuring those critics have nowhere to hide.
People are also asking about Nisha Dahya. Nisha Dahya update. Give an update.
Okay, so my producer is saying me that Nisha Dahya, what is the update on Nisha Dahya? Now, Umang Singh, Nisha Dahya lost to that North Korean wrestler 10-8 because she suffered an injury, okay? Now, the update is that her injury has not healed, but anyway, she would not have been able to make it to the repechage today, not because of the injury, because her opponent lost in the semi-final. Now, because her opponent lost in the semi-final, she cannot get into the repechage. So, Nisha Dahya's Paris Olympics is over. It was a really heartbreaking situation that we saw in the 68 kilo category. Who would have thought? 8-2 up. She suffers that injury, has 3 medical timeouts, but then her North Korean opponent manages to actually roll her over 3 consecutive times to get 6 points, and then by technical superiority gets the 10, and because of that, Nisha Dahya unfortunately loses. Even if she was fit, she would have not been able to play the repechage because her opponent lost before the final. She lost in the semi-final. So that is why that North Korean wrestler lost in the semi-final. Nisha Dahya is out. So that is why I hope I have answered that particular thing. Vinesh fought her opponents as well as her own country authority. A medal would be iconic. Priyanshu. Well, it is really, as I say, 9:45 you will come to know how Vinesh has silenced the critics. Even if she goes into repechage also, she's silenced the critics anyway. So that's the thing. Soulful Side Effect, thank you so much for the comment. So your final medal tally can be matched 7. Pranki Soni is asking. I am saying, I had always said 5 or 6. Okay, 5 or 6 medals India will get. You may get one from wrestling, although I picked Antim. I had not picked Vinesh, I had picked Antim Pangal to get a medal. I had said Neeraj is your guaranteed medal start, and looking at the way how he started, it is fantastic that you have got. Can Mirabai Chanu win a medal for an anime fun shots? Saying tough for Mirabai Chanu for 2 simple reasons. One, she's not had much of game time. Weightlifting, even if in the event prior to that, in the Grand Prix that she participated, she was 15th. The injury really took a toll, and it was a wrist injury that was there. So unfortunately, Mirabai Chanu, her chances are tough, but never say never. You don't know. You need some spark to ensure that you get the medal. Antim Pangal's match date, I think it is on 7th, if I'm not mistaken, Antim Pangal in the evening. Could we get 3 gold? 3 gold? Oh man, that will be tough. Look, let's be very honest. 1 gold can come, but I'm not commenting on it. I'm not absolutely committed to that number. Anything can happen. Let me just say the next 3 days, 7th, 8th and 9th, are all very, very important numbers when you look at it, because tomorrow, if today night, 9:45 to 12 o'clock onwards, you are going to see something spectacular. You got 10:30 hockey, 9:45 p.m. is Vinesh Phogat's match. If India win in hockey, Vinesh wins. 2 medals are guaranteed. Now, which are those 2 medals? I don't know, because India, if they win this, they'll be playing the winner of the Netherlands versus Spain encounter. And trust me, Netherlands are a very, very tough opponent. Spain are a tricky opponent as well. So, at what time is the semi-final? If you're talking about the wrestling semi-final, it is today 9:45 p.m. IST, Subaya Pillai. That is the thing. So, something about our opponent in the semis, Guzman Lopez Yuznel as well. If you look at Guzman Lopez Yuznel hails from Cuba, that has produced a very rich pedigree of wrestlers in the past also. In the previous encounter, she had managed to beat her Lithuanian opponent 10-0 via technical superiority as well. So Vinesh is up against an opponent who's very aggressive, can ensure that Vinesh is pinned and ensure that the techniques that Vinesh employed can be neutralized. But never say never, because Vinesh managed to get the confidence by beating the world champion. Beating the world champion can go a long way in getting the confidence back at this point in time. So yes, Amit Rohidas will play today in hockey? No. He's not playing in hockey because he is banned for 1 game. And let us be very honest about it, the Rohidas red card was deserved. Let's keep our nationalism aside. Let's keep all the things aside. That red card was deserved because you can't raise the high stick like that. There was a push, but then you can't do that. In hockey, there is always the push, but then you can't do that. So Rohidas got the punishment. It should have been 2 games, but on appeal, it's just 1 game. Now, again, semi-final time, Gitarta Kalita is saying again 9:45 p.m. IST. For all those people who are joining now, 9:45 p.m. IST, that is going to be there. So, again, Tyler, I answered Mirabai Chanu. When is TT match and any chances Umang Singh? Men's team out. It had to happen. China, how could you even dream about beating China when they are the number 1 table tennis team for the past 4 decades? Tomorrow, the women's team, that could be the miracle sport that you're looking for, because if India women's team win the quarterfinal tomorrow, then they can secure a medal. So if they win, Vinesh wins, hockey wins, Neeraj wins, 4 medals, you can match Tokyo. And if Antim wins, you will overhaul it. So what started off as 10 bad days with just 3 medals, last 4 days you could possibly make up by winning in Tokyo. So that's what 5 medals can be done. But with Antim experience in the Olympics, first time ever she's there, how are we going to do it? So that's why it is going to be very, very tough at this point. Paul Bijoy is saying, do you think 3000 meter steeplechase is possible medal? Paul Bijoy, I would love to sound optimistic. I would love Avinash Sable to prove everyone wrong. But you're facing the Ethiopians, the Kenyans, the Moroccans. They are steeplechase giants in the Olympics. 1500 meter, 3000 meter steeplechase, whenever you look at it, it is simply magnificent. And semi-steeplechase final, Subaya Pillai, is actually, if you look at it, tomorrow. Tomorrow in the night time, you've got Sable at that. And Aishwarya Thakur, she has already defeated Guzman in Spanish Grand Prix final. Yes, she did. But then again, that was a Grand Prix final. This is Olympics. A totally different kettle of fish altogether. But Vinesh can do it. Let us be very honest about it. Vinesh can do it. And that is why heading into the semi-final, she is one of the favorites. But then in the Olympics, you never know how an opponent raises the bar. And that's why you have to understand one thing, that even though she is Cuban, she's got the pedigree, but understand one thing, any opponent can raise their A game at any point in time. So that is it about this chaotic evening session that we had. It's kind of come to an end now. You had 4 events that were there. You had TT, you had wrestling, you also had you also encountered Neeraj. Night time, you're going to see two major events. 9:45 in wrestling, 10:30 hockey. So join us for that. We'll be back with all the latest details from Sports Today. Subscribe so that we can get to that landmark of 500K. We are nearing it. We hope we can reach it before the Olympics. You guys will have to get us there, folks. We give you all these updates only for you guys. So we'll be back with more. I'll be doing a special VOD on a very special athlete and a very special event that happened. So take care. Bye-bye. I'll join you soon. Bye-bye.